Would you like some lardo? My
Yes,
sweet
please.
lardo.
Thank you.
This is 2022. So.
Rose's first vintage.
Oh, that's right. Cheers. So a lot's happened in the last 6 weeks. We've gone from winter to fully in spring. Not only has bud break happened, but we're already shoot thinning. We started this stretch with travel into some markets. We went to Chicago and hung out with Colin and Von Boden for a bit. That was an amazing trip. Met a lot of really cool people and reconnected with some old friends. And yeah, it was an amazing time.
Bye, Poppy. Have a good week. I love you. Love you.
Once again, guys, for those of you using cell phone or mobile device, turn your brightness to 100% for me.
I think there's like a limit to how much people kind of like take in at that point and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know. It's like, oh. But no, I'm always like.
Could have been a contender.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Right, in fact.
The first day was at, I want to say it was called Lao Peng Yu. It was like a super industry, hard to get into dumpling spot. It was kind of an unassuming place.
But that was your trade tasting.
Right.
One strong fruit wine from a single vineyard. So he has a shit ton of stuff for the Isle of Coupe vineyard. He makes 1 GG from a little fillet spot, but he has all these other Grand Cru fruit, and he doesn't necessarily think that dryness is the only way to express the terroir, if that makes sense. And so these are all ludis, like little individual parcels within it.
The light off the buildings is great.
Connie. Michael. I'm Aaron.
I promise we won't be this long-winded, but just to save some time and some questions, I'm going to let Aaron give kind of like a brief kind of like introduction just into like Frenchtown Farms, the project, and why the wines are the way they are. These all are from one vineyard. I think it's, for me, one of the most special, like unique vineyards in all of North America.
My goal in life is to be outside, work with my hands, do manual labor with my wife and my dogs, and now our 6-month-old baby Poppy, and to be free.
What do you think? It's snowing.
And on the last day, we went to Creepy's for lunch.
That's
Which
the
is-
Elska.
It's right next door to Elska. There's like a wall between them. And the buyer and sort of head som, Emily, is super awesome. Honestly, it was the best lunch sandwich I think I've ever had in my entire life. It was just incredible. I took some video of it. Like, I rarely take food photos, but I was like, damn!
Okay, boomer.
And Colin and I kind of like put ourselves out of commission with that lunch. Like, we ate a lot. And
Played with our toys and took our naps.
yeah, it was an amazing time. We also went to Portland for the Wild Bunch Wine Fair. Shout out to Dana. That was very well attended. Come on in. Let's go. Inside. Come on, buddy. Come on. That's a good boy. Okay. That's it. It's not really necessary, especially if you're just picking on vines.
Change your mind.
That's not helping. Down sort of hand tight. And now everything in the vineyards and in the orchards have absolutely exploded. We've had some rain and some inclement weather here and there. What would you do here?
It's very tricky.
I'm tempted to sort of go back down to the bottom.
Yeah, because it's stronger. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I might leave this tied up, like I might do that.
Yep.
Right? And then just...
Yep.
And we were considering that what we're presented with in Genesis is unique. We're presented with revelation. We're not presented with speculation.
Hi guys.
I think we're going to regret it later on.
Well, these bamboos aren't gonna like last or anything.
I know, but it's like on the other side of the wire.
I mean, you can untwist it.
Well, you,
I'm just, yeah, I see your point.
why are you taking a nap? You have not taken a real nap today.
And then lastly, we did make some progress on the barn winery conversion. It's the barnery. We had an excavator here on the property for another job, and so while it was here, we dug a trench from our power source where the well is and the hoop shop is out to the future winery. So that allowed us to get power, water, and air for the air compressor that drives the Wilmus bladder press, which is all very exciting. We haven't covered it back over yet. We'll get to that next week when we get the tractor back over here. Hey, Poppy. So,
Isn't it bad luck to walk under that?
I don't think it's, I don't know, is that a thing? So I want to cut straight through past this dead tree that you pointed out and go from this corner of the building here, have the service come up here, water, power, and air,
Okay.
just because it's the straightest shot and it'll cost the least amount of money. This is going to be the edge of the concrete pad. The other thing to keep in mind is that while we're here, we should also trench across the front of the barn for the gutter drainage so that we can bring that side underground over to this side and down, and probably just to the pond, I would imagine. It's not actually in the way, but we should just take it down since it's dead.
Yeah.
We're gonna shoot straight through here and to the hoop shop.
How deep do you have to go?
18 inches.
Okay.
Maybe I should scrape that out now while I actually have this bucket on here. So we'll have a little side pad on the eastern facing side of the building so we get all the shade in the afternoon. And we're gonna put our little bladder press out here and make it like a little mini press area for this year. We'll pour a concrete pad all the way around to connect to the front pad we're gonna pour. And I think maybe also we'll put the AC condenser here too, so it's not in the sun. The tricky part is not knocking the building down while you're doing it. It's close. Building is hanging on by a thread. Trying not to gouge it and go too low. But also take it down enough that I can finish up the rest with the tractor. All right, so we got the little press pad kind of fleshed out. We can finish the rest with the tractor. Time to switch from the grading bucket to the 1 foot bucket to dig a nice narrow trench. So the idea is to cut as narrow a trench and as straight a trench as possible through this gap in the trees. Ready to rock. So just everything will come right here, water, power, and air to this corner. I want to make a turn here in a second, and I wanted to kind of figure out where we're doing that. Is she passed out?
I don't. Is she asleep? She faces over here.
Because I want to stay as far away from these two trees as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I went through some decent sized roots coming through here.
Yeah, from this bunch.
Yeah. Makes me nervous.
Yeah. Come on, you can do it.
A couple weeks back, we bottled the new Cecilia Rosé. It's 100% Cabernet Sauvignon from a vineyard about an hour away from us that we aged in puncheon for 2 years. So got that bottled. And then a couple weeks after that, Kara and I spent some time in the cellar labeling it and getting it prepared for release into the market.
Go get that Poppy. Who's that Poppy staring at Poppy?
You looking at your cards? All right, let's get to work. She says, get to work,
You
Mom.
ready?
Go label that rosé right now.
I'm gonna unload them, so I have
Okay.
a case here.
And now that you're here helping, I don't care how we reconfigure that.
Oh, we've lost a sock.
We've lost a sock. I think we should just keep letting her crawl to the edge and then resetting her, because she'll at least get tired.
Let's see, are you or you just want to be together? It's a little early.
Want to help?
Hold still. Happy. Oh my goodness.
By the way, that rosé is perfect for this time of year, so if you want to try it, it's available on the website. So we got our trench dug. We're laying out our conduit now. We got to glue all the conduit together. I'm going to use vineyard trellis wire actually to pull the wires through. We're also going to bury a water line and an air line for the air compressor to run the press, which keeps the air compressor further away from the winery so we don't have to listen to it while we're pressing. It's a little intimidating. I've watched YouTube videos on what to do. We got some lube to run the wire through the conduit. I probably want to keep this pretty clean because I bet if I get dirt on it, it doesn't go through the conduit as nicely. I'm gonna be intermittently lubing it too. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Now your job is basically to guide it up and into an arc so that the wire is not binding on the plastic. You did great.
Do I need to do the lube or you think
Yeah,
it's-
every third pole do lube, and I'm just putting it in the hole as best I can. I see it here on my end. We are officially through. But just a huge accomplishment to get power to the building, and it's just a big item to check off the list. Kara was very helpful as usual, pulling the wires 160 feet with her mighty arms. Anyway, we have a lot of work ahead of us in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be chute thinning madness. We have to weed whip, we're gonna be mowing. Every 10 days we're spraying compost teas and sulfur. And so you can look forward to videos of all of that coming up soon. Bye.